Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Cowboys All-Pro DB named strong trade candidate after 2025 NFL Draft. Darren Bland isn't 2 years removed from his All-Pro season with the Dallas Cowboys in 2023, when he led the NFL in both interceptions, 9, and returns for touchdowns, 5. But a disappointing 2024 campaign that saw him limited to 7 starts has left some questioning his place on the team, particularly after the 2025 draft, as Dallas added DB Siobhan Revel Jr. Pro Football Network Sterling Sia put together a list of trade and/or cut candidates for each NFL team. For the Cowboys, he chose Bland, who would undoubtedly have some value on the trade block. On paper, the Dallas Cowboys should have one of the NFL's best cornerback duos between Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland, Sia wrote on May 2. Both have been first-team All-Pro selections and highly disruptive ball hawks at different points in their career. However, because of injuries, the two played only one game together in 2024. Sia then detailed why he believes Bland could be the Cowboys' most expendable player. Injuries are an unfortunate part of every NFL player's reality, and Dallas felt it double when both Diggs and Bland went down last year. The team's bevy of injured players leaves the depth chart at DB a tad murky, according to Sia. With Bland in a contract year, it's questionable if we'll see him in a Cowboys uniform for much longer. Dallas took one of the most intriguing swings of any team on day 2 by drafting East Carolina cornerback Siobhan Revel Jr. Although his draft stock sank due to a September torn ACL, Revel profiled as a first-round talent due to his press-man coverage ability and ball skills. If Revel is healthy, it could be difficult to keep him off the field. The saving grace for Bland is that both Revel and Diggs have uncertain health situations, with the latter undergoing a major knee procedure in January. Still, Bland should continue to hold trade value into the season, and he could be a strong mid-season trade candidate if the Cowboys' season goes sideways again. Upon his return to action Week 12 last year, Bland quickly re-established himself as a key cog of the Cowboys' defensive machine. In his second game back, he netted a season-high 9 tackles and a pass deflection in a 27-20 win over the New York Giants. Over the final 7 games of the season, Bland amassed 41 total tackles, 29 solo, 5 pass deflections, a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. In addition to getting a deal done with Micah Parsons, Cowboys EVP Stephen Jones said they are keeping the door open for extension conversations with Darren Bland and Jake Ferguson. Both are entering contract years. Those are really good football players that we want to keep. The 2023 season was a breakout year for Bland, and it's not likely Dallas is ready to give up on him so soon. In fact, the Cowboys have expressed interest in securing Bland's services beyond his rookie contract, which is set to expire in 2026. Cowboys Executive VP Stephen Jones hinted at potential contract extensions for key players like Bland and tight end Jake Ferguson. "Those are really good football players that we want to keep around," Bland said in March, referring to Bland and Ferguson, via Nick Harris of the Star-Telegram. "There are scenarios where we sit down and have a visit with them. You got to have 2 sides to get a negotiation done. We certainly will look at that with those 2 guys." While Bland may be sticking around for the long term, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is nothing if not dramatic and unpredictable, so never say never. Report: Cowboys superstar could be possible trade candidate. In a shocking twist, the Dallas Cowboys might be open to trade superstar cornerback Darren Bland this upcoming season. According to a report, the source believes the team could either release or trade the cornerback, who may end up being expendable. However, no one should expect the Cowboys to release Bland. They could trade him instead if they have another disastrous season. Originally selected in the 5th round of the 2022 NFL Draft, the former Fresno State product had one of his best campaigns in his sophomore season, recording 53 solo tackles, 15 pass deflections, a career high of 9 interceptions and 5 touchdowns in just 15 starts and 17 games. Bland was looking like the real deal playing alongside cornerback Trayvon Diggs, as these two were supposed to be the formidable duo in this team's secondary. However, injuries and a lack of staying on the field led to the two only playing together once last year. Bland was at his peak playing for the Cowboys when veteran Stephon Gilmore was a part of this unit before letting him hit the market last year's offseason due to the salary cap. The two cornerbacks were never the same, especially Diggs, who was coming back from his latest injury. Now, Bland is heading into his contract year, and it's hard to convince the organization he's a part of the long-term plans. The Cowboys will have to see how he performs, and if he doesn't live up to expectations, the team may trade him to these four teams. Cowboys' new Najee Harris trade rumor exposed. We must have officially reached the low point of the NFL calendar, as a recent article suggested the Dallas Cowboys should trade for Najee Harris. No, we won't link you the piece. And we're about to show you why. Let's just start with the obvious. Najee Harris was a free agent 2 months ago. The Cowboys had every chance to go get him. They didn't. They chose to sign Javonte Williams, a back with similar traits and a comparable price tag. Then they doubled down with a vet minimum rental in Miles Sanders. That's two decisions, both more cost-efficient than what a trade for Najee would now require. Harris's contract to jump from the Pittsburgh Steelers is 1 year with the Los Angeles Chargers, and it's fully guaranteed $5,250,000 deal. Good for him. It's inescapable there. Javonte signed a 1-year deal here for $3 mil, with $1 mil guaranteed, and Miles? He signed a 1-year, $1,337,500 contract deal, $167,500 guaranteed. Cheap. And cheaper. Both escapable. So let's get real. You don't pass on a guy in Najee when he's free, then come crawling back to him 2 months later and give up draft compensation just to say you were 2 months late. Especially when the new vets are healthy, and especially when you already spent real capital drafting Phil Maffa and Jaden Blue, two backs who fit exactly what this new offense is supposed to be. But even beyond the Cowboys' logic, this also makes zero sense for the Chargers, who just signed Najee and almost immediately drafted Amari Hampton, who fell into their lap and fits Harbaugh's old-school style perfectly. Power football. Ball control. Depth matters in that system, and Najee hasn't even had a chance to screw up yet. So, what's the angle? This feels like a case of someone stretching for Cowboys engagement, tossing out hypotheticals that don't pass the smell test. This sounds like clicks over credibility. And it's lazy. You want to cook up trade targets? Fine. We love that. We do that. But let's be rooted in reality. The Cowboys already had their shot. And they said no. While taking 4 other shots they like better. And you, fan? What do you think about Najee Harris' situation? Write to us in the comments.